Ghost of Tsushima actor Daisuke Tsuji had a complete and utter meltdown in reaction to the election of President Donald J. Trump. He literally screamed during a stream to relieve stress, not making this up. He then proceeded to call for the removal of the Electoral College and compared President Donald Trump to the Spider-Man villain Venom. These complete and total meltdown. Let's get to this right here. This is over at fandompulse.com. My good friend Tebow over at Minimal Effort, he wrote this. He will be contributing for us at Fandom Pulse moving forward. You can find the link in the description below. Let's just hop to this. Obviously, provide some background on Ghost of Yotai and all the things that are happening there with the decision to do Ghost of Yotai, hiring Erika Ishii, etc. But let's get to what Daisuke Tsuji here had to say. He decided to stream on his Twitch channel on Sunday, and he literally starts it off by screaming into his camera. Let's just watch this right here.
We're still here. I'm still alive. You're still alive. That's something to be happy about. Let's start off by a breathing exercise, and I want you all to cover your ears. But we're gonna breathe in for 7, and we're gonna scream out. Scream for how long? 10. L. That's a lot of seconds.
I mean, complete meltdown. He literally is trying to call this a breathing exercise, and he's just screaming into the camera. What are you doing? This is a grown man screaming into the camera because his candidate did not win the election. Are you kidding me? What is wrong with you? Get some help, man. This is not what an adult should be doing. This is the behavior of a child. And I know I have children. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. This is how my children act. But it didn't stop there. He literally goes on and compares Trump to Venom here. Let's continue.
That was as loud as I could have been. So if you're asking why we are screaming, have you been paying attention to the news at all? But yeah, the last Tuesday was very hard, just like for a lot of you. I think, I'm sure for some people, I'm sure it was a day of celebration, perhaps. And then on Wednesday, I was also very sad. I stayed in, and I played a lot of. I've been playing a lot of Spider-Man 2, and I think it was on Wednesday when I was playing Spider-Man 2, because I couldn't deal with real life. Venom says to Harry,
hold on, we gotta stop right there. He literally admits that he couldn't deal with real life. Yeah, you cannot make this stuff up. These people literally admit that they cannot deal with reality.
We can heal the world, which is kind of like what Harry and Peter Parker were trying to do earlier in the game. Like, they set up a foundation, and that's the other thing too. Peter Parker and Harry earlier in the game, they have like a really fancy foundation honoring their Harry's mom and Aunt May, and it's all science. It's like save the bees and like all these scientific things to heal the world. And then of course this alien, this black evil alien, latches onto Peter and Harry and exploit their weakness, exploit their trauma, to do what they want to do, which is essentially to survive. And they're left with like the Venom, and they're like, oh, we gotta heal the world by defeating Venom, right? That's pretty much the plot, and it really aligns with what I feel is going on in the world, where it's like we just want to let science like help the world, make the world a better place, and we have the capability of doing that, but instead we have to like keep dealing with the black goop that's overtaking the world. And it's like, well, I guess to heal the world we have to destroy the black goop. But with like without that, like we can't really do anything. So it's like, oh man, we gonna have the black goop again. We just gotta keep destroying the black goop. Yeah, and that's the orange goop. And I don't, when I say destroy it, I'm not inciting violence. This is all metaphor, obviously. But it's like, why does the black goop keep winning?
There you go. Wants to destroy the black goop. Why is the black goop still winning? He obviously thinks that Donald Trump and his supporters, which include me, are black goop, and he wants to destroy me. But it's just a metaphor. It's just a metaphor, he says. Okay, totally believe you. Because then he goes on here and he literally talks about wanting to remove the Electoral College. Let's listen to this.
I don't know much about it, but part of the reason why they did it was because so that in a case where citizens make a terrible choice of electing somebody who's clearly unfit for office, the electoral what are the voters, electoral something, they can be the one to step up and be like, hey, clearly this person is not fit for office, so maybe not elect this guy. That's the whole point of an electoral college. And of course, they're not going to do that because even though...
Remember, he just said he doesn't really know anything about the Electoral College, but now he's telling you what the whole point of an Electoral College is. This guy is completely unserious. He's having meltdowns. He's screaming into his camera. He has no clue what he's actually talking about, but he's going to tell you what the point of something is. He literally admits he doesn't know what he's talking about, but he says, oh, but that's the whole point of it. I mean, completely and totally unserious person here, but he wants to destroy you. That's what he says. He wants to destroy the black goop, and you're the black goop because he's speaking in metaphors.
Frumpy, what are we calling him? Doesn't really matter. Frump is clearly not fit for office. But yeah, that's not going to happen. So clearly, Electoral College is not working. So it's like it's clearly a bad system. And could the Democrats have like in the past 4 years been like, you know what? Fuck this nonsense. Let's change it. Fuck the Supreme Court life term appointment. Let's make that I don't know. Let's make that a 4-year, 6-year thing, term limit.
So you get the point. This guy is completely unhinged. He's an absolute lunatic. He wants to completely and utterly change the entire American system to fit his worldview. And that's what these people want. I mean, he literally says he wants to destroy us, and the people that are standing in his way from enacting these changes are people like us. And this is you expect these video game companies to not inject this into their game. This is a voice actor for Ghost of Tsushima. I know a lot of people like that game. I haven't played it. I've seen Razor Fist give his criticisms of the game, pointing out how absolutely what he thinks of it as. He said it is pretty woke. And it's not surprising when you got people like this are part of the creation of the game, where they literally want to destroy American civilization. I mean, that is what this guy's calling for. He's calling for a radical revolutionary against the Supreme Court. He's calling for the destruction of the Electoral College, and he wants to destroy the people that stand in his way from destroying all of this stuff. And then he's screaming into his camera, and he says he's denying reality. He can't handle reality. And these are our opponents. These are the people that hate us, and they admit that they hate us. And this is why we are going to hold the line and say absolutely no. No, we are not going to let you do this. This is not going to happen. And that is why we elected President Donald J. Trump. And I hope he really roots out all of this woke ideology that has been spreading throughout these corporations, spreading at the behest of the government, I think, in most cases. And he has the Department of Justice go after these corporations that are implementing these illegal hiring practices with that's based on the woke ideology, based on skin color, not based on merit. We see this. It's in all of these companies' policies that they talk about this. They want to represent people, and they represent people by your skin color, which is illegal. So I hope he goes after that. I hope he completely eliminates all of the government funding, tax incentives, etc., government programs, government policies that are enabling all of this stuff. I hope he goes after the Federal Reserve that is clearly working with a lot of this stuff to use our retirement plans that are being held by companies like Vanguard and BlackRock that want to force behaviors on these companies, using our retirement plans to attack us and our parents' retirement plans to attack us, to attack the American people. I hope he goes after that too, puts a stop to this stuff, and gets us back on the right track. Because that's why we elected him, to put a stop to this madness. And we clearly do not want this in our video games. But this is what we're fighting. We're fighting people like this guy right here, the voice actor of Jin Sakai in Ghost of Tsushima. So I'm pretty happy that he got replaced by a woman in Ghost of Yotai. I mean, that game's going to be trash anyways. From what we've seen, it's going to look pretty. It looks pretty, but they're clearly replacing a male protagonist with a female, and they clearly hired someone just as crazy as this guy to voice it. So you know there's going to be all kinds of propaganda in that game as well. It's going to be even more illicit, explicit, whatever you want to say. But this stuff is just absolutely crazy. I mean, we just listened to it. They're telling us what they want to do, and this is why we oppose them. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.